Alonso. Heidfeld takes third, ahead of the reigning champion Trulli, for Guy Racing fourth. And all FJR row 3, Frentzen ahead of Schumacher. Michael, that is. His brother directly behind him in 7th place. Just going through the grid. Disappointing session for Alessi down in 14th. Former FJR driver, of course. Barrichello and Panis on row 8 for Shannon. And at the back of the grid, Eddie Irvine and Johnny Herbert. The once strong partnership from the VTR days, now with Willow Images down in last row. So here's race highlights now. And here you can see Heinz-Harald Frentzen getting alongside the Pedersen for 4th place. The track is soaking. Race has actually had to be shortened by 16 laps due to the extremely wet circuit. But now that the racing underway, lap 2, and look at this queue of cars behind Heidfeld, and Schumacher's trying to get alongside him. Frentzen pulling away massively from Heidfeld. Now a big slide from one of the Maestro cars. That was unbelievable. I think that was Montoya. But Heidfeld massively under pressure from Schumacher. Heidfeld goes wide and he takes a spin at Ferradura. Wet track catching him out. And seems to be rejoining fine there. Pit stops underway. Let's see full wets on the MRD. They look like intermediates going on. Indeed they are. So the track definitely drying out. Raikkonen making the change. This is lap 23 and Alonso under massive pressure from Heinz-Harald Frentzen. And Schumacher. So both FJRs on the move it seems. Michael Schumacher taking 4th place from Montoya. And you can see some more rain falling down. Whether it'll be heavy enough for full wets again. But Frentzen's intermediate certainly working fine. Trying to get alongside Alonso again. Under braking for turn 4. He's on the wetter part of the track, but Alonso has the outside line. The more favourable outside line, because that's where the dry lines are. Here's David Coulthard running in last place for Talent Racing, formerly known as Mason Motorsports, in the 98 season. And Coulthard ran wide there and he's taking a spin across the grass. Here's the other Talent taking a Pedersen. That's Fisichella going past Alesi. It's turn 1. Taking so much of the inside line, he nearly hit the barrier. And you can see it was raining quite heavily. Mika Hakkinen for the orange Dodgem car. Taking Jenson Button for 16th position. Meanwhile, there is Mark Webber looking to make a move on the reigning champion Trulli. Strong drive from Mark Webber, side by side at the banked final corner. And down into turn 1, he's already got past him. Webber up to 7th place. And it's a very tight field. The top 8 were covered by around 15 seconds. And look at this for some action here. That looks like Jarno Trulli challenging Webber again. And that's retaking 7th position on lap 31. And Frentzen's got past Alonso for 2nd place. Now can Michael Schumacher do the same thing? And look at that. Look at that. Someone was in the pits then. I think that was Schumacher. Michael, that is, as Ralf Schumacher takes 3rd from Alonso. The race winner from round 1 certainly doesn't seem to be flying, and that's Raikkonen out! Kimi Raikkonen has packed up on the start-finish straight. Frentzen moves into the lead on lap 36. Ralf Schumacher moves up to 2nd, and just about getting ahead of Alonso for 2nd place there. So Alonso struggling in the wet track. And that's a gearbox failure for Raikkonen, you can see it there. Only one other retirement as well so far, and that was Heidfeld. His engine was cooked. Meanwhile, Frentzen's made a 2nd pit stop for some fresh tyres. Alonso retakes the lead from Jarno Trulli, but Trulli becoming under pressure from the flying German. That's a brave one at the inside there. That's where the pit entry is, but Frentzen takes 2nd place. There's only a few laps to go. It was shortened to 55 laps. He's got He's 15 seconds behind Alonso, but 3 laps later and he's got that gap down to 9.1 seconds. Frentzen absolutely flying in these conditions. And Michael Schumacher's looking to make a move on Jarno Trulli. He's also made a second stop for fresh tyres, and like Frentzen, Michael is absolutely flying as well. Lap 51, we've only got a few more laps to go, and Frentzen's 4 seconds behind. His last lap time was a second quicker, and Alexander Wirtz unlapping himself from Alonso. Alonso absolutely struggling on this drying circuit. He's on older tyres, of course, and look how much quicker Frentzen is. Just closing really quickly down. It's 2.2 seconds at the end of that particular lap, but well, at the start of that lap, but at the end of the lap, Frentzen is right behind Alonso's gearbox. You're looking to make the same move the inside, but Alonso nearly shutting the door. Frentzen alongside. Well, he got 3 more laps to go. Frentzen's alongside into turn 1. Back marker's in the way, but Frentzen does it. He's in the lead. Well, he closed down a 15-second gap in 10 laps. That is fresh tyres help, but even so, that is very impressive from Frentzen. Ever since he started FGR, he's been really impressive. But his final lap now, he needs to keep it calm now in this traffic. It's a talent racing in front of him. I think it's Fisichella. Indeed it is. And behind him there's Wirtz, who went a lap down. I think you can see on the pit stops, 2 stops was definitely the way forward, because the FGRs, which were flying, have taken Alonso, who only made the 1 stop. And Jarno Trulli also has made 1 stop, and he's dropped back as well, behind Michael Schumacher, Montoya and Ralf Schumacher. But Frentzen has cleared the talent racing of Fisichella, and out the final corner, Frentzen is going to take an absolutely tremendous victory for FJR, and he completes it. Brilliant drive from him in tricky conditions. Pushed when it counted, and there you have it. Frentzen the victor, ahead of Alonso in second, who hung on. Michael Schumacher closing in relentlessly, 3rd place. Montoya took 4th for Maestro. Then it's the 2 Guy Racings, and then the 2 Dark Wolves completing the points. In the Drivers' Championship, Frentzen moves up to 2nd in the championship with his victory. Michael Schumacher, with his 2nd podium in a row, takes 3rd, ahead of Jarno Trulli 4th, Montoya 5th. And in the Constructors, FJR stormed to the top, 3 points ahead of MRD, and Guy Racing are 3rd, ahead of Maestro Motorsport in 4th.